This sports segment of the Suburban Radio Hour is brought to you by the Montreal Tundra. Get your tickets at mtltundra.com.
And good evening, Montreal again. Beryl Wiseman, editor of Suburban, with my colleagues Anthony Bonaparte, features editor, Mark Lidbetter, sports editor, Mike Cohen. Just gave you everything you needed to know about Entertainment Society news. And turning it over to my good friend and colleague, Mark Lidbetter, he's got a special guest, Philip Flory, who plays guard for the Montreal Tundra. Mark?
Yeah, so I'm going to be talking with Philip Flory, who this weekend had the chance to play in the All-Star game for the Basketball Super League with Mambi Diawara and Antoine Mason. He was also going to compete in the three-point event, and Brandon Bellotti of the Tundra was there also in the dunk competition. I had the good fortune to speak with them when they were heading there before the event to find out all about it. Philip, thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Listen, you're an Oshkosh Bagosh, Wisconsin native. You got to play basketball at Seton Hall and University. You also got to play at Albany University, but also professionally in the basketball league there with the Albany Patrons. What's it like now being in Montreal and getting this opportunity to play with Montreal Tundra, and what's it like with that crowd?
It's an unbelievable experience and great opportunity. Juan Raleigh, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. It's Montreal is a great city, and the Montreal Tundra is a great organization. I love all my teammates, great coaches. It's been amazing so far. I can't complain about anything. It's definitely been, a great year. I know we've had our ups and downs, but just talk about me and my experience. I'm very happy at Montreal Tundra.
Well, having the opportunity to play in the All-Star game, I mean, you've earned it. You're logging close to 30 minutes a game. You've chipped in with 159 points so far this season in a dozen games. What do you feel you bring to the mix when you hit the court?
I try to just bring, just to always work hard, on both ends of the floor, defense and offense, and try to be that, that leader too, by example, but then too by vocal too. I just try to just, bring the energy a little bit. I'm not like going to be talking a lot, but just taking charges or just sprint up and down the floor, getting a steal, just doing the little stuff. So that's why I try to do best at, and I feel like that's my job too. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm playing for Montreal Tundra. Just do the little stuff really well. And
having been selected for the All-Star game and represent the Tundra, that's got to be a special feeling for you.
Yeah, I was, I'm very blessed to be selected to be an All-Star, in this league, and I'm just very thankful that they selected me. Yeah, it's amazing. I've dreamed about being an all-star, at this type of level of basketball.
And when it comes to the three-point shoot around, what was going to be your approach for when you do it during the weekend? Is that something that you just say, let's have fun with this? Or do you visualize and saying, let's knock down these threes? Because I know you want to win it, obviously.
That's a great question. I'm going to go in and I'm going to try to win it. I'm a competitor. That's what I do. I'm going to have some fun. It's going to be a great weekend. It's a special weekend I'm always going to remember for the rest of my life. But I'm going to go in and visualize that I'm going to knock down as many shots as I can in that three-point contest and try to bring home the belt.
Excellent. Listen, I want to thank you for taking the time, and I look forward to catching you guys at Centre Pierre Charbonneau. I was there at the Titans game. I think you knocked down three and got knocked down on one of your shots and got to get to the line and make it a 4-pointer. So I'm looking forward to seeing some more action as we head in towards the end of the season.
I'll do my best, and our team will do our best too. We appreciate the fans of Montreal coming out to every game, and we're going to try and make a strong push here to end the second half of the season.
Good stuff. Thanks, Philip. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Great stuff, Mark. And you've been covering all the games as always.
Yeah, we've got.
What's your roundup?
Yeah, well, we've got some high school championships already. You've got the Beaconsfield High School Bisons. They were in the GMAA U18 Division 4. They won the hockey championship with a 6-2 win over the John Rennie High School Tigers. So you could say the Tigers were buffaloed by the Bisons. But that took place at the Bob Burney Arena in Point Claire. And the Bison...
One could say buffaloed by the Bison.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
The Bisons snapped what had been an even season for these two teams, as both times they had met, the games ended in ties. But, of course, championship game, got to have a winner. And it was BHS, and they were paced by 2-goal performances from Jack White and Ryan Whitehouse. But Bison's goalie, Mitchell Curtin, he was the game MVP because he made several scintillating saves that frustrated the Tigers' attack until their teammates could get some pucks in the net and take the win. Now, in the girls' hockey, though, you had basketball. Trafalgar, they were tops in the juvenile girls basketball division 4 of the GMAA, and the Tigers earned their stripes with a season played to perfection. They capped off the campaign. They won the GMAA division with a 51-19 win.
That's some score.
Yep. They just dominated. They opened up with a 10-0 run in the first quarter, and there was no looking back. They beat the Vincent Massey Collegiate Rams, and Lucy Wood earned the game MVP honor as she led all scorers with a 16-point game. Justina Robinson chipped in with 12 points in the win. And this is the first time Traff basketball team had a no-loss season. Now, as always, though, the juvenile team, they were combined of players from grades 9, 10, 11. So you had a wide age spread, but they really played well.
And you wrap it up with...
Well, the Bulldogs nipped Knights.
Wait, say that twice.
The Bulldogs nipped the Knights.
No.
Nip Knights.
Nip Knights.
Yeah.
Perfect.
For U14, the Division 4 GMA Hockey Crown. And that was the McDonald High School Bulldogs. They held off a St. Thomas Knights comeback bid to take a 5-4 win in the U14 division and take the championship banner. Mac built to a 3-0 lead, only to see it dissipate in a 4-goal outburst by the Knights in the second period. Bulldog Troy Calpito earned the MVP nod. He figured in on 4 of the 5 Mac goals, and that included setting up the game-winning shot. So that's they get these wrapped up because they head into spring break and they get ready for spring sports with the GMAA.
And you've got an interesting story coming up next week.
A couple of things, yeah. We're going to have a story on some sports history being made at the Loyola High School with a girls' basketball team. And I'll be teeing up some good news for some local young golfers. And then I'll be seeing how the Lac St. Louis Lions are faring in their playoff series. So, good stuff.
Thank you, Mark. And just before we say good evening to you all, Anthony, I just had to ask you a question. You know, that Saving Grace story, the tattoo parlor that Joel Chiashi wrote about. This question of tattoos, you ever think of getting a tattoo? Do you have any tattoos?
Never.
You sure? You understand this is a question that none of us can win, because half the people are going to say it's true, and if you say yes or no, if I say yes or no, half the people won't believe us.
I've thought of it. I have lots of friends who have tattoos. Some of them are very tasteful. Some of them are, well, I'll leave it at that. But no, I've changed genes. I've changed styles over the past.
JEA.
Exactly.
Right.
I've changed girlfriends. I've changed pets over the years. I can't imagine personally having something stamped on myself.
See, I could see you getting
forever.
one. I could see that if we went to, some tattoo parlor, I could see you getting a political tattoo, and I would, of course, get a romantic tattoo because I'm much more romantic.
Where would you have one?
Well, where?
Yeah.
The place that hurts the least, because I've seen women yelp in pain when that little... This is not fun. I mean, you really have to be devoted to a cause.
And also, I admit to it. I don't like going to the dentist because of needles. So to have somebody basically
just to look at that needle.
Exactly. No, I'm chicken. I'm chicken.
I think
we both are.
I think a Napoleon cartoon as a tattoo would be nice.
Perfect. We'll all get one. Montreal, thanks for listening. Beryl Wiseman, editor of the Suburban. Our good friends and colleagues. Anthony Bonaparte, features editor. Mark Lidbetter, sports editor. Mike Cohen with everything you need to know about entertainment and society news. And pick up the paper this week. We're going to go in-depth into what's happening in our streets and the truly precedent-setting legal work by Neil Oberman getting an injunction against the pro-Palestinian groups standing on private property and blocking access. This is a first in North America. We're also going to be looking at the new traffic headaches for the West Island as Lucien Lallier construction work forces the Vaudreuil Hudson line to be rerouted. And we're also going to be having a look at the Youth Protection Department, the Youth Protection Agency, DPJ. I'm thinking, and I don't know if to think in French or in English, but DPJ, the Département de Protection de la Jeunesse, and Robert Baldwin, MNA, Brigitte Garceau has really gone after Deputy Minister Catherine LeMay this week, calling on her to immediately use her authority to stop the placing of children into isolation cells, which has happened in the Cartier facility in Laval. So tune in next week to the Suburban Radio Hour. It's been our pleasure being with you.
This sports segment of the Suburban Radio Hour was brought to you by the Montreal Tundra. Get your tickets at mtltundra.com.